Hello, Warriors. Let's have a good week. I want to start off with the euro. When I left you last week, I was talking about the potential of an outside week if we had started it off lower and took out last week's lows, which was 106.71. That did not happen. We did not take out the lows. The low was 106.83, so 10 above it. As you could see here, to have a 2-week reversal, we only need 107.02, which we're 35 pips above it. The dollar held where it had to at resistance, down pretty good, about 36, and euro held. So the next big test is right here around 108. And what's going to be an even more important test, I have a couple of lines above it at this, it's going to be coming in around 109. I've had this line drawn for a while to make this kind of look like a head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, neckline, right shoulder. So getting above 109, then we have an even larger trend line, which goes back much further. You'll see how far back this trend line goes. It's all the way back to the summer of last year against a high that we put in last December, and that's going to come in at 110 with weekly moving average up here. But 108 seems to be the near-term target. 109, if we're able to do something about 109, and I ignore the lines above it, at 109, that's going to measure pretty good. That's going to measure this whole formation is, call it 109.80. So that's about 380 from here. It's going to give you 113, 112 on a breakout over 109. First, let's take business as it is. Now I think you could have your stops under the double bottom. Anything that you bought, and even if you buy it here 40 higher, I still think that's the right place for a stop. We're outperforming cable, although cable looks pretty good last week and for weeks actually. I was looking for a low around 26.20. Last week's low was 126.22. So I'll try and clean that up, but bullish cable, bearish dollar. Aussie not doing as much, although that was a relative strength. Leaders not doing anything wrong either. I think as long as we hold above 66, we're okay there. Canada's trying to break down right now. Okay, I talked about this 36.80 level, but maybe the Stanley Cup game will turn it around. Edmonton Oilers playing the team out of Florida, but this 136.80 level was important. On the 4 hour, we're underneath it. Could be viewed as a breakdown. I had my stops over 8.5. They were never taken out. If you want to really tighten it up, you probably have stops over 740. Don't think that if we're going to start trading back up here, then I think a chance for new highs is possible. So you could trail your stop. Most likely it's break even. I was doing the selling on the day that Canada, eased, and then also did some more selling in Canada up here after the NFP. So Canada looking negative. Here's a dollar. Okay, so looks like a pretty nice three, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3. Again, I've been talking about being short from 105.50. We got up to 90, it looks like, at one point, but my stop was never really threatened that because it was over 106.50, this high here. And the daily's looking pretty negative. So, we start taking out last week's lows, which were about 105. That's going to give you pretty much the impression that things are rolling over. It would be doing something wrong. Then the next major support is up here at the 104 level. And then I have wedge lines. I've been talking about a 102, 102 and a half target. That's a pretty nice trade from here. So now I think you could probably, if you want to, trail your stops above these recent highs at 106 if you want to. I'm going to let mine stand right there. I want to get to what happened in gold last week. There's euro pound trying to, trying to turn here over resistance. Maybe we're going to get back to this breakdown, but gold had a pretty negative week, a negative Friday, and it's trying to fight its way back here. I think that there's still some downside left in gold. Let's take a look at the miners because the miners told me that I didn't have to be in a hurry to buy this stuff. They're up today. Let's take a look at GDX. Okay, so we had this little pullback and GDX not acting bad. Let's see what it does around 35. I still thought that there was going to be a chance to buy this stuff cheaper at 31 and a half or 30. Um, See if the dollar and metals could move in opposite directions. It's counterintuitive, but we'll see. I'm not chasing the gold here. I'm not chasing the silver here, but I am bearish a dollar. Now, something that was well defined. In fact, I was on with Mike on Thursday before it happened, and that was the reversal that we got in the semiconductors. We had a key reversal that was right here, and I said it was, very much like the key reversal we had here that led to about a 20% decline. We were lower Friday, even though the market wasn't down that much, and getting some downside follow through here. I think we could pull back towards 240 before it makes a stand. And the leadership in that was NVIDIA. So, if you're a NVIDIA bull, this could be a great buying opportunity for you in NVIDIA. So let's take a look at that, down another $2.50. Another key reversal. Maybe we get to, 110 to 100 in the coming weeks. If you go back to my videos over the last 2 weeks, I was talking about a top in Bitcoin and a failing rally, and I said, don't go home long Bitcoin over the weekend. That was not a Friday close that I would take. I have some support coming down here for it to be people that are looking for this to be the cup and this to be a handle down here at 52. And this is a sign of some liquidity issues. So if you heeded this, you're out at 70, maybe short, and still looking for 52 there. So that's really the wrap. My major focus being the dollar. I've been waiting for this for a while. We're getting nice action in the euro, nice action in cable, nice action in the dollar itself. And Canada, I'm still, short, and maybe we're setting up a breakdown. And we'll see if the dollar and gold can separate with a weak dollar and still being some downside left in gold and silver in sometime this week. Oh, just, quickly in yields, bonds are still acting like a champ. They've tried the 93 breakout a few times here. So we'll see if we could start closing back under 93. I'd expect a pullback maybe to about 92 to 91 and would buy it. But we could just still get a continuation move. It's pretty constructive when you look at it on a weekly basis. We had this first rally and we had a pullback putting in a higher low, and then the breakout was just over 90. And so we're in breakout territory. Still think we're going to try these highs and these highs before the bond rally, which is a bear market rally, that even back to these levels, it's only 38% back. When you look at a macro chart, it's still a bear market. Some people might be looking at this ending up being a neckline at 105. Then you're talking a measured move up towards 130, because 105 from 80s 25, tack 25 on. But I'd be satisfied with it just getting back to this weekly moving average and 38% back at 119. I have an interview tomorrow with Michael Cow. Uh, his handle is at Urban Cowboy. And I'll tell you what, it's Michael's writings. You really have to spend time to think about it. He's like the Oppenheimer of market analysis. So bring your thinking cap tomorrow to hear Michael and Michael Cow. Mike, I believe, will be on with you guys in a little bit. And good trading. I'll see you in the room. Uh, this dollar move could just be beginning. I'm looking for a pretty big move in the dollar here. So, eventually it's possible we could see the euro trading back up into the 120 range. So still lower on the month. Let's see. We still have a week left. Let's see what happens there. But um, so far, it held where it had to at 78%, and we're getting a nice little double bottom. Now you protect yourself under these lows. Take partial profits, maybe up at 108 and before the breakout. And then you could even add on a breakout. So looking for something like this from here could get you 110, 111 and higher. That's a wrap for me, everyone. Don't just count your currencies or your barrels of oil um, or your shares. Count your blessings. Mike and Alexis are busy in the room curating important plus actionable ideas. Mike does it every day. See you in the room. Adios.